So I spent nearly 3 years practicing my YouTube skills from the first YouTube channel I started as an automation channel, then a motivational channel, then this channel. And also I worked with 5 to 7 different clients. So today I wanted to tell you everything from the 3 years experience I had on how to win on YouTube. And as well, as you can see, today is summer, finally some sun, everything is correct and great, so we are going to record this video outside. Let's just, get into this video, because here I'm going to cover a lot of details like targeting, ideation, packaging inside the video, what you have to say, conversion and mindset. And I'm going to put timestamps each step on this journey, so if something is already known, so you can just skip to the next step, or you can watch each of them. And as you can see, I put some great things here, so you don't exactly know until I cover that. Okay, so that's that. Now the question becomes, why should you actually listen to me? Now let me show you some proof that makes me really viable to talk about this topic. Otherwise it's going to be just weak promises and just never delivering any kind of results. So as you can see, this is my YouTube channel, which is finally started to get any kind of traction. On the long time I haven't posted, and I started getting traction right now. Also, this is my motivational channel. As you can see, I got 2.4 million views here, and continuously till this day I get every single day views on these videos, which is pretty good. And also, let me show you another channel I have. This is my automation channel. I started at the summer of 2023, and as you can see, still to this day I'm getting views on this video, which is really good, and it has all around 94,000 views, which is pretty good. But also on this channel, as you can see, if I go back, you can see that in February and in 2017 I was posting content like Minecraft content. I wanted to become a gamer. I was living Fortnite, these kinds of content. So I have some story around YouTube and around creating content, and this is just my channels. And also we have a different channel. As you can see, this is my client Nolan, like we've been working together for 1.5 years, which is very good. And also a lot of other clients, which is, I don't want to bore your time with it. If you are really interested, I can show you that, but let's just get into the video. As you can see here, we have also a lot of different testimonials about running up YouTube channels from zero and just generating cash, as you can see, like Stripe screenshots. And yeah, now with that said, I don't want to bore you with this, so let's just get into the actual value of this video, just talking about everything you need in order to succeed on YouTube and finally start getting your clients, because this is going to be the exact video which covers everything about that. Okay, so let's start with targeting, because firstly, what you need to understand, if you want to win on YouTube, you have to target a specific person on the actual YouTube. And when it comes to that, there is one thing which we all know, which is that you have to have a niche, because the best way to target someone at the start of your YouTube content is targeting a niche. For example, yoga teachers, or let's say talking about fitness, or just talking about anything particular around one niche, or whatever that may be, until it's just one niche, like gym, fitness, bodybuilding, making money, whatever that is. Now, one thing no one really talks about this topic is that in niches there are different stages of the people, and this is what I call the beginner, intermediate and advanced type of people. So if you really think about the type of people who are consuming content, could be differentiated into 3 different parts. And why this is really important for you is because what kind of product you sell on YouTube will define what kind of audience you want to attract. If you pick an example as a niche of bodybuilding, and your product is helping people get into shape, then that's a beginner audience, that's more beginner. But if your product is adding people 5 pounds of muscle per month, that's more of an intermediate. Or if you have a really advanced product, which is like how to perfect your bench press, then you need to gather your advanced audience from the niche. So this is the first step when you're creating your YouTube channel, or you want to attract people to get to buy your product. You have to understand who you are exactly targeting based on what kind of product you want to sell to these people. And when you have your niche, you will break that down to beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then you can start creating content. Now, if let's say, for example, you have multiple type of products, let's say you have a more intermediate and a beginner type of product, that's when you can come and create top, bottom and middle funnel of content, meaning that one video attracts more the beginner people, and the other video attracts intermediate people, and the other video attracts advanced people. On the other hand, what you can also do is, if you have products that is more intermediate or advanced, you can create really beginner type of content and get people to know and learn more, so you can then sell them that product. So that's what we call, shifting beliefs and just increasing awareness until they become the type of person who you can sell the exact product to. But this is exactly targeting. So you have to define who you want to talk to based on what kind of product you have, and based on what kind of product you have, who do you need to target from the actual niche. And if I had to say just one last example when it comes to creating content, exactly like we are going to talk about the packaging. So if you want to attract the beginner people in the fitness niche, you can say how to lose fat. If you want to attract an intermediate person in the fitness, you can say how can you gain 5 pounds of muscle. And if you want to attract an advanced type of person in the niche of fitness, then you can say, okay, how to exactly do the bench press. The 5 things you'll be messing up around your bench press, which makes you, bench less. So that's exactly the idea. So with that said, we have covered everything about the targeting. And this is really the first step when it comes to creating your YouTube channel. Now let's talk about the second step, which is ideation. Now, what does this exactly mean? Well, this is all about creating your ideas when it comes to creating your content. And there are 2 things you need to keep in mind here. This is one is market needs, and second is validated ideas. So let me talk about them exactly. The market needs are when you're creating your ideas, when you're creating your content, before you would create anything, you need to understand that YouTube is a market as you're choosing your niche, and the market has needs, problems, goals, desires, pains, benefits, fears. And when you're creating your content, if your content idea doesn't align with the market need, let's say the most crucial is the problem of the market or the goal of the market, no one is going to click on here. And that's why it's really important to have your targeting and then understand the need of the market. So as an example, when we talked about the fitness niche, talking about how to lose fat is a big problem in the market. And on the other hand, when we are talking about how to gain more pounds or muscle, then we are talking about the goals of the market. And if we don't align our content with the market, it's never going to work. So that's the first thing which you have to understand when you're trying to create your content. So when you're ideating your content. And the second thing is validated ideas. Now, you definitely have heard this quote that never reinvent the wheel, and that's 100% true. But why do we do this exactly? Because exactly some people have found out what is the exact market need, like problem, goal, desire, and blah, blah, blah. And when they created their content around that, people clicked on it, and that video performed better, and that is a validated idea, meaning that that idea is market validated, meaning that if you recreate that idea, meaning in your own perspective with your own unique ideas, you most likely going to attract the same type of people, and most likely more of them, because that idea is validated in that niche. Now the question becomes exactly how to do this, and this is when we talk about outliers. Outliers on YouTube means those types of videos which perform much better compared to the other videos on the same channel. And for example, I have right now my own playlist full of outliers, meaning that if you download this browser extension called vidIQ, you're going to see some number around the video, like here, 1.8x, 3.2x, 33x, 60x. This exactly means that compared to the channel's average views, how better this video performed. And if a video has a 60x, that means it's an outlier. Compared to that person's content on his own channel, this video performed much better. Meaning that for some reason, this idea, the packaging and the whole idea, is a good market validated idea. And what we do with them is we continuously saving them to our own outlier series and outlier playlist. And what we do with these is that when it comes to you creating a content and you understand what kind of content you want to create, let's say you want to talk about losing fat and you're in the fitness niche, or you're in the fitness niche, then you can go and come to the outlier and see what kind of content people have created, not 100% around losing fat, but overall on the YouTube, which means that that idea is market validated. For an example, I can see here that this video titled "The Mindset That Changes Everything." This performed much better compared to the other content on the same channel. What that means to me is that people are looking for a mindset that changes everything. This is a validated idea, and I'm creating a content around losing fat. I can say like the mindset that changes everything when you're trying to lose fat. Bang! The idea is completely mine, but it's already validated and it's aligned with the market needs, the problems of the people. And if you do this continuously, you can get started on creating the type of content that is actually validated and is going to perform much, much better. As you can see, I'm going to show you something which I shouldn't, but I'm going to because I want to show you everything. This video, the most valuable funnel training you will ever watch, 10,000 hours experience. Does the title sound familiar? Yes, because this video was an outlier and I was like, this is a great idea. I'm going to take it for my own perspective. The most valuable YouTube training you will ever watch, 3 years of experience. That's what you have clicked on. So that's why I can know for a fact that outliers are working, and if you take those and you put your market needs into and the topics you want to talk about, you're going to get and attract views. That's exactly, guys, how ideation work around YouTube. You understand the market needs, problems, or goals, most importantly, and you take already validated ideas and you fuse your own topics or ideas which you want to talk about into those validated ideas, and then you're going to get more traffic and then you're going to be able to get more clients for yourself. So that was exactly ideation. So let's go to the next step, which is packaging. And most of the people trying to create content online, on especially YouTube, mess up this thing. So please take a little minute to understand everything about packaging, because this is truly important. And how I'm going to do it is to give you the information about how packaging works and then talk about an example on how people have did it in different niches. Okay, so let's talk about packaging. There are 3 points which comes to packaging. One is contrast, second is gap creation, third is gap validation. Now let me explain what does that mean. When it comes to YouTube, there are 2 parts. There's a thumbnail and there's a title. These 2 things have different purposes and they together form a great packaging for a YouTube video. So let me explain what this contrast, gap creation and gap validation means. Because this title and thumbnail together, like in a symbiotic form, they work with each other and together are going to get someone to click on the video. So how this exactly goes is, firstly, the thumbnail has contrast inside that gets someone to take a look at the video. Meaning that the thumbnail is so unique, meaning colors, a white balance and all these stuff that people are going to be like, I have to take a look at that. Then people read the title. And when they read the title, a gap must be created, either an information gap or a curiosity gap. I'm going to show you examples on how this looks like, but information gap means that if I read the title, in my mind I'm going to feel like this person knows more about my goals, so I must click on this video. Or a curiosity gap means that I have some questions around this topic and a loop is opened in my mind, meaning what is going to happen or what can I learn from this video and blah blah blah. So with that said, that is the first 2 things. Contrast gets someone to just take a look at the thumbnail and then take a look at the packaging. The gap creation in the title is going to be going to get someone's interest. And then the first thing is gap validation, meaning the person is going to look at the thumbnail again, searching for information that is going to validate the video being the bridge in the gap. Meaning that is validating the gap as this video being the bridge, meaning that some little details and the talking about the actual thing that your information gap or curiosity gap shows. So let me show you an example, and that's going to give you the understanding completely. So first example is going to be a very just simple one, but you're going to understand it. So this is the video, this is the title, this is the thumbnail, this is what it looks like. So if you take a look at this, is just trash. It looks like trash, no? But no, let me explain why. This blue background of this video is going to make you curious because it stands out and creates contrast from the different titles and thumbnails you can see on YouTube. So this blue creates a contrast. Then you're going to be like, read the title. Kid call 911 for help with math. You're going to be like, curiosity gap. What happened? Did he really do it? This, that, there's a loop opened in your mind. Then what you're going to do is take a look at the thumbnail and search for the validation of this gap. And then you read what is written here. Oh, you have to do the takeaways. Then what is in your mind? Takeaways, oh my God, that's in math. It's true, it's real. And you take a look at these different lines here. What kind of math problem do you have to need of it? your mind is getting validated about the curiosity gap and the open loop, and you're spending time reading the title and the details, and you're like, oh my god, I just need to click on it and see what happens, and you're just going to click on it. So this is what happens. The contrast gets your eyes, you read the title, a curiosity gap is opened, and then thirdly, the thumbnail validates the title, and the little details make you click on it because it answers some of your questions, opens more questions, and you're just curious, like, did this actually happen? So that's the first thumbnail which I want to show you. This is the curiosity gap, and now I'm going to show you an information gap which I've seen from a different video which performed really well. Not 10 million views, but in the same niche, these kind of results are really good. This got 500,000 views. This is from William Brown. If you take a look at this thumbnail, you can see the blue in the background, the yellow on the wrist, the white and the curious face. It's like contrast. It just pops out from the actual YouTube home feed, and you're like, I want to know what's that. You read the title, how I would make 10K a month ASAP if I had to start again. Boom, this is an information gap. The person knows more about your goal than yourself, so you're going to have this information gap opened because you're here and you want to get here, and this video can actually get you there. So like, okay, let me take a look again at this video. The thumbnail. This guy has a watch on his hand, which is either a Rolex or I don't know which one, but it looks like he's rich, he's wealthy. He's on the top of a house, a building, and you can see in the background these beautiful things that validates that he has authority. His room looks clean, that again shows authority, and you're like, oh my god, this guy definitely knows it, so you're going to click on it. So the contrast of the blue and the white and the yellow made you look, the title opened the information gap, and the watch, the background, what you can see, and his face showing that he's explaining, give of authority, and the little details made you click on the title and the thumbnail, and over the packaging works. So guys, I hope you definitely understood how packaging works, because that was exactly what I could teach right now. And I know for a fact if you implement this, you're going to scale up your click-through rates, because this is what I did, and I went from 0.5 click-through rates to 5% click-through rates in a completely cold audience, and that's KPI. So that was packaging. And now you have everything. You know who to target, you know the content idea, how to create them, and you know how to create packaging. Now it comes to the actual inside of the video. What are you going to say? How are you going to say it? But this is exactly how it works. Inside the video, the first thing is the hook. When you create the video, the first thing you need to think about is the hook. If someone clicks on the video, how are you going to retain that person to keep watching the video? And for the hook, I have a very simple process on how I like to do these hooks. These are the 5 crucial things. I just written down 4, but I have 5 which you need to implement into your hook. Big idea, promise, loop, credibility, and the validation. So let me explain. The big idea is really what the topic you're going to talk about. So if someone clicks on a video saying how to make 10K per month, and you're going to say that today we're going to talk about how to cook a meat, no one's going to watch. So the big idea, that's the first thing. The next thing is the promise. The promise is all about what people are going to get if they watch the entire video, so they just don't waste their time. The first thing is the loop. And the loop is just opening a loop in the people's mind that they are going to stay on the video and be interested till the end, and they are going to watch it till the end. And the fourth thing is the credibility. Why should I stay and watch this video? And why should I trust you? Exactly. Like, tell me, why should I trust you? And the fifth thing is the validation. The validation is validating the title and thumbnail, meaning that you actually show and mention what was the title and thumbnail, so people know that this is what they have clicked on. Now, let me say a very easy example. You start, this is the title, let's say, go back to this. How I would make 10K a month ASAP if I had to start again. This is the title and thumbnail. So what I could do with this simple structure, with these 4 things or 5 things, is this. You're going to start the video. 2025 is the hardest year in online entrepreneurship. This is the big idea. But today, I'm going to show you the exact way you can reach 10K per month, even if you're a complete beginner. So if you stay to the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to do that without any kind of headache or just the wrong business models or just information which you don't need. I'm going to only talk about the things you need and promise to get you there. And why am I allowed to even talk about this? Is because I did this 5 different times in 5 different years from completely different businesses. I ran a dropshipping business, I did a YouTube automation business, I had a theme page business, also I started my online coaching and also SMMA, and all of these different business models I ran up to 10K per month. So if you really watch till the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to do whatever business model you want to try and blah, blah, blah. As you can see, I did all of this. I started with the big idea on, I unlocked emotion in people's minds, like, oh my God, I want to watch this, like, what is this? Then the promise, what they're going to get, the loop, why should they watch to the end of this video, credibility, why I should, be the person who should be allowed to talk about this, and the validation has already happened in multiple times, so I didn't have to, state it exactly. So this is the hook, and I hope that is clear and everything. If not, question down below and I'm going to answer them. The next thing is the actual value. Like if you're creating a video where you have to talk about some information, like let's say how to make 10K per month, like how can you actually talk about this topic in the most easiest way? So this is the value. And what I've seen from understanding and dissecting multiple videos about how they are creating their content, there are 4 things you need to implement when you're talking about the value. First, what/topic. Second, example. Third, why. Fourth, how. Now, what do I mean? Now, when you're talking about a different topic, you have to explain what it is, like what is the idea. Then, example, like show an example, like how does it work? Why? Why is it important for you? Like how does it align with your needs, like problem, goals, and blah, blah, blah. And how? Exactly how to do it. So for example, if you are talking about the topic of making 10K per month, and I say that the first thing you need is to choose a niche. I introduce the topic, niche, what it is. You have to choose a niche. Now, I can be like, why you need a niche? You need a niche because if you want to scale as fast as possible, you should choose one specific person who has a problem which you can actually solve. That's why you need a niche. Thirdly, like what kind of niches you can pick, like yoga trainers, like gym owners, bodybuilders, whatever it is who has money and they are willing to pay for a solution. This is the example. Now, how to pick a niche exactly? Well, you can pick a niche by bang, 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 bang. These are the process to picking a niche. And boom, I explained everything in detail and I have a clear understanding of what to do, how to do, why to do. Everything is clear. Now, with these things, what, example, why, and how, you can change them up. Like as you have seen, I didn't said what, example, why, I did what, why, example, and then a how. So if you do this, everyone is going to understand what you're talking about, and they are going to have a complete understanding, and you're going to be the god about talking about that specific thing. And this is the best way to really just give out information so people understand you, they trust you more, and they're going to buy from you. Now, with that said, this is the exact explanation on how to and what to talk about inside the video. So I hope you understand it. Any questions about all of this, comment it down below. Next thing is really the conversion. Now, what does conversion mean? Well, you understand who you are targeting with what kind of product you want to sell, or just what is your goal. Secondly, you ideated content. Thirdly, you packaged the content correctly. Fourthly, you talked about the video completely well, like everything is correct. Now the question becomes, how do you convert the people, either into followers, into money, whatever that may be. The first thing is understanding call to action. Now, what I mean by that is call to action. Like, how do you do a correct call to action so people actually will go and do what they want? First thing is do a call to action in around the 4 to 3 minutes. Like, why do I say 3 to 4 minutes? Is because people are going to be invested into you already, but they're not going to be the type of person who has already clicked off. So that's the 3 to 4 minutes is when you exactly can say a call to action perfectly aligned with the target audience that you're talking about. And if you do that, then people are going to be more willing to get to do actually what you're talking about. Because if you leave it until the end, those people who already trusted you, they watched the entire video, they don't need a call to action. Second thing is most people who would need a call to action are at the start of this video. In the first 30 minutes, the first 30 seconds, you shouldn't do a call to action. The exact reason for that is because people are going to be like, this person is only creating the video to get some, money from me. But when you put it at the 3 to 4 minute mark, those people who are somewhat interested are going to be like, this is interesting, let's just do the call to action. And they are going to be the exact type of person who actually needs a call to action. So that's exactly when you need to put a call to action. Now, the other thing is being non-needy. But before I would go and talk about that, 3 to 4 minutes is not exactly 100% right. Do it at the 20 to 30% of your video. So if you have a 10-minute video that is around the 2 to 3 minute mark, if you have a 15-minute video that is on the 4 to 5 minute mark, that's when the best way to do it, because that is the most efficient way to do it, because that is where you can cover the most people, and also that is where the most people who are still watching who actually needs a call to action. Okay, so that's when you actually do it, and how to actually perform the call to action. And this is when we talk about being non-needy. Robert Cialdini has this book called Influence. He talks about the law of authority, how people act differently when there are authoritarian figures around them. Now, here he explains about how all those authoritarian figures who wanted to get someone to get some kind of action done, if they were non-needy, those people did it more. Non-needy meaning that I don't care whether you do it or not. So think about it this way. I say a call to action like, please go and book a call with me, please, please. Or I do like, just there's a link down below, book a call if you want, I don't fucking care. Oh my God, what's the difference? Like, the difference is that the person who says, I don't care, you're like, why doesn't he care? He has the money, he has everything, he's non-needy, he doesn't want me, he doesn't forces me. You have the decision, to do it. So that's the reason. So this is how you make a call to action. So right now, if I would have to make a call to action, I would be like, yeah guys, if you actually want to run your own YouTube channel and you're looking for expert guidance, there is a link down below. I'm not going to force you to do it, but if you want, you can book a call with me and I can help you out with that. Bang, that's the entire call to action. Done, non-needy, of course not at 3 to 4 minute mark, because that's not my goal, but yeah, 100%, this is how you do the call to action. Now that's only the call to action. There is one more part which comes into converting people, and these are different conversion mechanisms. Now, what is a conversion mechanism? Conversion mechanism is like a funnel implemented into your YouTube. What is a funnel? Funnel is just simple action steps or marketing steps people need to take until they are going to be converted into money. So that's what is a funnel. In a similar way, we can put conversion mechanisms into your YouTube, so before they would even click a call to action around like booking a call, going to a funnel, blah, 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 they are already pre-sold. And there are different things you can do here. Organic VSL, live sales environment, and trust flywheel. Let me explain these quickly, but how to do it, these require at least 1 to 2 hour videos. So if you really want to understand how to put these conversion mechanisms into your brand, either book a call like really, or just comment it down. I'm going to create a video about it. Next thing. Organic VSL. An organic VSL is a YouTube educational long-form content which has hidden persuasion techniques inside that sells your product to the viewer without them feeling sold to. And that's the secret. That's an organic VSL. That's how it works. Bang. If you want to know a video explaining exactly step by step how to do it, comment it down or book a call. Next thing, live sales environment. A live sales environment is a YouTube live streaming technique where you're building so much trust by deepening the knowledge as you're creating your content that people are feeling indebted to buy your program. Okay? That's the next thing. The last thing is the trust flywheel. Trust flywheel explains how people need to have a criteria of trust met until they are going to buy from you. So you can build in a trust flywheel into your content system where the people come to you, they watch one video which builds somewhat trust, and as they go to the next and next and next video builds more and trust, where like at the end they have this I will buy or I'm just gone. I never will watch this person again. They feel so much trust in you, they're going to be like, I just want to buy from this person or I'm never going to watch that video. This is another thing you can implement into your content. Now, I'm not going to talk about exactly how to do this because this requires so much time. So please, either book a call or just comment it down. I'm going to create an entire video about it, okay? So that's conversion. Now we have talked about everything. if you implement what I said today, you can start creating your own content and start getting clients and start getting not millions of views, because it takes a lot of time to get millions of views, but thousands of views, so you can get clients like in a, let's say, micro niche YouTube channel, or just overall clients for any kind of YouTube channel. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about. Now, the last thing is mindset. So how can you actually create YouTube content in a way that it feels easy and the flow is seamless? Because a lot of people, I know for a fact, are going to suffer when they are going to hit the record button with mental problems like, oh my God, I fear talking to the camera, oh my God, this and that. So that's exactly why I'm going to talk to you exactly about the mindset when it comes to creating the YouTube content. So what are these mindsets? Let me explain. The first thing, take up space. Robert, what the heck does this mean? So, in evolution, we started from being monkey. Let's say you believe in Christianity or other kind of religion, 100%, I'm going to explain this right now from the evolutionary perspective. So if we have evolved from monkeys, what that means is there were leaders, meaning alpha males in the these tribes of monkeys. And what an alpha male did is protected everything, and what he did was, really the foundation. He could do anything he would want, because no one could question him. Because the person the monkey who did question him, either had to fight with him, or he was, excluded from the group. So what that means, from an evolutionary perspective, that there are two types of males, just talking about males right now. There is the alpha male, and there is that type of male who is not an alpha male. What are the differences? An alpha male takes up space. He doesn't care what you think. He doesn't care he doesn't care about anything, because he knows he is the alpha male. But the other type of males are like, yeah guys, yeah, let's create a content together. Like, they are afraid of what other people are going to think about them, and they are not the leaders. They don't have that inner confidence. So that's why, if you want to be a really good YouTube content creator, you need to be an alpha male. How can you do that? You have to take up space. If you would take this example, you have a group of friends, right? You have a group of friends. And when you're in your group of friends, you have one guy who just takes up space. He doesn't care about anything else or anyone else. He's just the alpha male. He takes up space, he talks to everyone. He doesn't have any kind of fears from anyone. He's like the alpha male. Now, in a similar fashion, you have to take up space on your content as you're talking. You shouldn't be like this, like, today guys, we are going to talk about exactly the blah, 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 blah. You shouldn't be afraid of talking to the camera, talking to someone on the other side of the screen. You have to take up space physically and mentally, so the other people are going to see you as the alpha male leading you throughout your YouTube content. So that's what taking up space means. I hope you guys understood this, because this is really crucial. If you don't take up space in your own content, then how do you want people to actually watch it? How do you want someone to sit down and watch a 30, 40 minute, even 10-minute video from you if you fear talking to the camera, if you fear being yourself because of what other people think of you? That's why you need to take up space and be the fucking alpha male, okay? That's that. What's the next thing? The next thing is being a leader. Bro, what the frick does that mean? How can I be the leader? Okay, think about it in this way. As I talked about being the alpha male, I mentioned this thing. You have to lead people. You have to be a leader. If you have created a piece of content, this is just a simple mindset thing, okay? This is a framework you must implement. If you have created a piece of content and you published it to your YouTube, the person who clicks on the video wants you to lead them from their current situation to a different outcome, meaning that you have to take the position of a leader throughout your YouTube content. It's not that, oh my God, I'm afraid, or I don't know exactly what to do, or how can I create a right content, or blah blah blah. It's like you have to be the leader because those people who clicked on your video, they have a problem, they're interested in your video. You have the upper hand, you have the leverage, you can lead them. And those people who don't want to be led, they are going to click off, doesn't matter what you do. But those people who are really interested in you and your content, you have to lead them, because if you don't lead them, they're going to get out of your video. So that's what you need to implement into your mind. That people who clicked on my video wants me to lead them. So that gives you the leverage to be on your video like an alpha male, like being the leader, taking up the space and talking in a way that leads people from point A to point B. Okay? Does that sound cool? I hope so. So that's being the leader. But what's the next thing? What's the last mental shift you can do in order to get more views and get more clients? This is conviction. My homie suffered with this. He created his first video, he talked about funnels, and he had no conviction in his video. Why is that? Because you believe that what you're talking about is not valuable for the people who are going to watch it. And that's just BS. Because those people who click on it want this value. So if someone wants this value, you must have the conviction of what you're talking about is right. And if you don't believe that, don't talk about that. If you fundamentally think that what you're talking about is just trash, don't talk about that in a video. Okay? But if you know for a fact that what you want to talk about can help someone on the other side of the screen, talk about it with conviction, because you're the leader on the video and you have to be the alpha male. You have to take up space and be full with conviction that what you're going to talk to these people, if they're going to implement it, their lives are going to be changed. So I hope this was really clear for you, because this is truly, truly important. Now, that's exactly conviction. You have to be convicted fully that you can help the person who clicks on the video. Because if you don't do this, people are not going to take a look at you as the leader. People are going to click off in the first 2 seconds of the video. And you're not going to be the alpha male, and just everything is going to crumble, and you don't exactly know what is going to be the problem. Because that's not packaging, it's not how your video is structured, it's you don't have conviction, you're not a leader, and you're not an alpha male on your video. Now if you're a girl, take this with a pinch of salt, okay? But it's the same idea. Now, guys, so that was exactly everything you need in order to succeed on YouTube, from nothing, literal nothing, to millions of views and thousands upon thousands of dollars. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.